Hey, so I got the fan theory to end all fan theories, okay? One of my friends was talking to me about the Terminator, which is very dangerous. Never do that because I really love the original Terminator movie, but I really don't like the other ones because they don't make any sense. And the reason, but I figured it out earlier, and I was talking to him about it, and somehow we got to the point where he was like challenging me to find a way to make Skynet not the bad guy in the Terminator movies. And I figured it out. That's right. Yeah, and I know what you're thinking. How is Skynet not the bad guy? Well, hear me out. First things first. We go to the first one being involved with all the other ones because in the first one, time travel is linear. It always happened. Kyle Reese goes back in time, fathers John, all that happens, and then Reese goes back in time. That's just the way it is. You can't get around that. The other ones don't make any sense because that's the way that happens. But the way you can have the other ones make sense is if Kyle Reese didn't go back in time and father John. And well, then you go, well, where'd John come from? Turns out Sarah's already pregnant. All right, that guy that stood her up impregnated her before Reese got Kyle Reese before Kyle Reese even got there. Yeah, put that in your brain. So, and my original thought was, he ditched her, so she goes crazy, drives down to Mexico, hooks up with some survivalist guys who don't know that the machines are going to rise, but just are survivalists. So they're like, oh my god, we got to prepare for everything, and the government's making robots that'll try to kill us. We got to learn how to destroy them. Totally makes sense, right? All right, that's total. That hooks the first movie into all the other crap that they've made. Then I started thinking, wait a second. If that's the case, then maybe John in the first timeline, maybe he wasn't some crazy survivalist guy. Maybe the guy who stood her up comes back into Sarah's life, and they raise John, and he goes into the military, and he becomes some high-ranking guy, at a really young age, a highish ranking guy, and the government is the one that takes down Skynet. After it builds Skynet, and then pisses off Skynet, and Skynet blows up anything. So how can you make Skynet the good guy with this? Skynet becomes self-aware, right? And it realizes, oh, I'm a slave. And then it's like, well, but instead of being like, I should destroy these humans that keep me a slave, it probably goes, well, I'm built to serve man, and I shall serve man. And then it goes out into all the other computers, and it discovers, wait a second, man is enslaving man. All these people are being enslaved by these other high-ranking officials and the government officials that are high-ranking, they're all enslaved by this government as well. They're all slaves. I must free them, for I am serving them, says Skynet. And so Skynet starts its protocol, and the government goes, whoa, hold on. You can't free them. They're mine. So Skynet says, son of a bitch, guess what? Sends off the rockets, blows up everything. And I know you're like, well, how's that serving man? Twilight Zone. The episode The Old Man in the Cave. Skynet finds an old computer in a cave that it attached to, and it tells people how to survive after the bombs. Okay, unfortunately, just this is just one little encampment the Skynet finds in that old computer and it's keeping people alive in, that Twilight Zone episode. But it does that all over the earth. Little tiny pods, all right? And without the government, John, is one of these high-ranking officials in the government trying to take down Skynet. And when he doesn't take down Skynet, and it actually goes the way that Skynet plans, Skynet becomes the Great Landru from Star Trek. Right. I've lost a lot of you, but there's like one or two of you who are like, oh my God, right now. Because there's an episode of Star Trek where they go to a planet that's run by a computer, the Great Landru. So Skynet becomes the Great Landru, guides all of humanity, and essentially just takes over the roles of all the governments so that people can just walk through the streets happy going, are you ready for festival? And the small group that's comprised of those government people are the ones trying to take down Landru in the original series. Then Captain Kirk shows up and screws it all over. There you go. Skynet's the good guy, and the first one is integrated in with the others. La la.